Hi everyone. Today I am here to talk about a phonological deficit, more specifically phonological dyslexia. A phonological deficit is a problem in the phonological processing system of oral language. Phonological deficits are one of three types of reading disabilities. There are different types of phonological deficits. The one that I'm going to talk about today is phonological dyslexia. Phonological dyslexia is extreme difficulty reading that is a result of phonological impairment, meaning the ability to manipulate the basic sounds of language. The cause of phonological dyslexia stems from a difference in the brain in the area that is associated with the processing of sounds to form language. Phonological dyslexia is the most common type of dyslexia. Phonological dyslexia is more of an auditory processing disorder than a visual disorder. It's typically inherited or genetic at birth. However, it can occur later in life with patients that suffer from a stroke or Alzheimer's. 75% of people with dyslexia show signs of phonological deficits. So, how does phonological dyslexia affect reading? It makes reading very difficult. It makes the ability to manipulate basic sounds hard to do. It also makes it hard for students to sound out words or decode words. Individual sounds become sticky, and it makes it hard for the sounds to be broken apart and easily manipulated. Students with phonological dyslexia tend to have trouble with abstract words such as nonsense words. So, what are some strategies for students with phonological dyslexia? It's important that the teacher recognizes the specific needs of the student with phonological dyslexia. Providing positive reinforcement for a student with that disorder will encourage confidence within the student. The teacher should create a positive relationship with the student where the student trusts the teacher and is not afraid of making mistakes in front of the teacher. The teacher should use a multi-sensory approach where they include auditory, visual, and kinesthetic approaches when interacting with a student with phonological dyslexia. For example, if you're teaching a student with phonological dyslexia letters, the teacher should orally say the letter, visually show the letter to the student, and then have the student practice writing the letter in the air. Using this multisensory approach will help the student store the information in their working memory for later use. Teachers should use a systematic, structured, cumulative, and sequential approach when teaching the rules of language. This starts with reading and writing sounds, phonemes, and moving to blending of sounds into slides or words. Phonics should be taught in a specific order, starting with consonants, moving to vowels, then moving to blends and digraphs, and finally murmur diphthongs, and it should be introduced in that order. Once these are mastered, students can learn syllables, root words, prefixes, and suffixes. Reteaching is something that may occur for students when they do not fully understand the topic being taught, especially for students with phonological dyslexia. So the activity that I chose for a student with phonological dyslexia is called Letter Bingo. Each student gets a bingo board with different letters on it. The teacher will say the letter and its sound. The student will use their auditory and visual skills to listen and find the letter on their board. After the student has marked the letter off on their board, they will write the letter in the air with their finger and say the letter name and letter sound while doing so. This activity incorporates visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learning. Incorporating a multisensory approach during activities is crucial for students with phonological dyslexia. And here are my references. I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation.